60% of the seafood Americans consume comes from the waters of Alaska. Among the most popular and threatened species, the snow crab.
In some parts of the Alaskan wilderness, the seafood is so abundant you can grab it with your claws.
Now, after a 2-year pause, fishermen are catching the crabs again. And as CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti explains, the solution to the problem could help other species rebound as well.
Clear!
But for commercial fishermen like Gabriel Prout, based on Kodiak Island, the water's looking murky these days.
This is the wheelhouse, so a lot goes on up here. You have fights, you have arguments.
You're about to see why a Maine lobster can wear a luxury price tag, and why hauling one up is 23 times deadlier than most jobs. Out on the water, a slip in the rope can take a life faster than a wave breaks. I'll take you inside the gear, the 50 lb traps, the color-coded buoys, and the split-second choices that keep lobstermen on the boat.
You have prayers.
Those prayers are for a rebound of Alaska's snow crab population.
Where have the snow crab gone?
When we first met Prout in 2022, the Alaskan Department of Fish and Game had just imposed an indefinite pause on the snow crabs.
These boats are specifically designed to go out and catch crab. So we're over $4 million in debt.
$4 million.
Correct.
10 billion snow crabs, 90% of the species, had mysteriously vanished.
Here we are 2 years later, a lot of uncertainty. How has it been?
It's been extremely difficult. There's not a lot you can do.
Then we'll follow that same catch through a cold chain that locks freshness at -104 degrees Fahrenheit and lands it in Asia within 48 hours. Watch how survival discipline becomes a global delicacy. Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great, thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video.
On a good day, you'd have at least 200 crab in here.
Biologists blame the rapid decline of snow crab on a 2018 climate-fueled heat wave.
This is actually kind of a small one.
Now,
it helps us understand their movement patterns in response to environmental change.
Climate change isn't going away anytime soon. How does a population that depends on colder water then come back from that when the water will likely continue to warm?
Now, 6 years on, Ben Daly with the Alaska Department of Fish and Game is developing tracking devices to monitor snow crab and identify healthy populations for sustainable harvesting.
That red shell on your plate looks calm. What you don't see is how one bad step can pull a deckhand under before anyone can shout. Out on the water, the cycle starts early and repeats. You load 50-pound traps, stack them tight, and bait them fast. Strings run off the stern with color marks that match a family's buoys. Those marks keep sets sorted when the tide and the crowd mix. The first threat isn't the wave, it's the rope. A loose loop waits under your heel. The line races when the gear drops.
The warming event during 2018 and 2019 was kind of thought of as a lightning strike, and the concern moving forward is that the predictions are suggesting higher frequency of lightning strikes in the future.
That industry extends to fish markets and dinner tables thousands of miles from here. Prices of Alaskan seafood in some places have shot up nearly 60%. Other Alaskan species have also been impacted, including Pacific cod, king salmon, and pollock. According to NOAA, between 2022 and 2023, Alaska's seafood industry suffered a nearly $2 billion loss.
One swell snaps the string tight and anything in that bite goes with it. Traps do their own damage. A 50-pound cage swings like a mallet when the bow lifts. A stack shifts if you don't lash it. The deck stays wet from spray and bait. Now your work lane feels like ice. Here's the rope system in plain words. Surface lines lead to buoys. Warps run down to the gear. The hauler grabs the lead and gives a steady pull. The sea does not. When the hauler pulls one way and a swell loads the other, hands lose. So you work with rules. Keep your feet clear of coils. Stage line in clean lanes. Never step over a live lead. Say, coming tight, before the hauler bites so every head snaps up. Conservation adds pressure without pause. You size each lobster, you look for eggs, you V-notch and send breeders back. The boat rolls through each check, and you keep pace without cutting corners. Think of the deck as a moving workshop. Every tool has a home. Every path is a safe path. Order fights the sea. Why is the job so deadly? Heavy gear, fast lines, cold shock, and no margin. What mistakes end it?
Volume is definitely lower than it once was, and that is affecting availability, obviously, and that affecting sales.
Kenny Beloff owns a seafood company and restaurant in the Bay Area.
What the customer has to be aware of, more of what you will be eating will be imported.
Back in Kodiak, commercial pots have returned to the water this season after officials lifted that 2-year ban. The moratorium helped populations, but the quota will only be about a tenth of what it was 3 seasons ago.
More of what you will be eating will be less regulated. More of what you will be eating will be caught with destructive fishing gear.
Loose coils, a step across the lead, fingers near the hauler, veteran habits, knife on you, eyes on the lead, say your move. Dump the line if anything feels wrong. Because that discipline holds, the next stop for that live catch is built for speed and cold. Very cold. So how does a loud deck turn into a quiet white box stamped product of USA in 2 days? Watch how the speed shifts from yelling over swells to whispers in cold rooms. Boats hit the dock and the clock starts. Crates move straight to a chill floor held under 39 degrees. Workers run lobsters through an artificial seawater wash that clears slime and bait. Labels track each lot back to the boat and buoy colors, so the chain stays honest from the ramp to the airport. Freshness has rules you can't bend. Warm water and rough hands burn a lobster fast. Every minute in heat or stress shortens its life. Delay means loss before it earns $1. Live export gets first claim. Each lobster gets a cold dip, then a snug styrofoam box with gel ice. Boxes read, Live Lobster, handle with care. Oxygen stays high, temps stay steady. Quiet handling cuts panic, which lowers waste and keeps legs on. The other path is cold to the core. Rapid blast freezers take product down to -104 degrees to lock the cell walls. After that, high-pressure steam cooks clean. Meat gets picked and sealed the same day. Short steps, tight timing, no warm gaps. Scale adds speed without bruising. A plant can push near 40,000 pounds a day, but the trick is even cold, clean brine, and soft rides on conveyors. No drops. No pileups. You move mass while treating each lobster like glass. Quality control runs the whole shift. Temp probes log every zone. Time sheets flag holds and handoffs. Sorters read shell condition fast and pull out damage. Rough dock work shows up later as dead loss in flight. You see the cause in the cargo, because safe rope habits spare legs and shells, survival in transit goes up. Less breakage, fewer cracks. Better odds the buyer opens a box of live, strong lobsters. Within 48 hours, risky deck work becomes red gold in markets across the Pacific. And as waters warm and stocks slide north, the chain learns new routes or snaps under its own weight. A calm plate hides a hard truth. Value lives or dies on one clean rope habit and one cold chain checkpoint. Skip either, and you lose product and people. Out on the water, warming seas push change. Lobsters track cooler water north, and crews adjust gear, grounds, and timing. Managers and fishermen work closer to keep the stock steady. Labs test closed systems to ease pressure offshore. If this gave you new respect for the work, subscribe and come back for more trips and tips from out on the water. Next time, we'll test the gear that buys you one more second when the line goes tight.